Thanks for joining me today for Let's Be Creative with LBC. My name is Tracy Sawyer and I am proud to be part of the Education and Community Engagement team. So today's project is the third and final episode that will complete our art journals. If you saw either of the first two videos, the first one focused on making the cover using Mod Podge. We took a cereal box and newsprint and we used Mod Podge to transform a humble cereal box into a really cool cover. And the second episode, we used a page from a calendar and folded it. We put ruler lines on it, and we folded it and used that as the binding for our pages. So today's episode, we'll put all three of those together. You can find the other two episodes on YouTube or on Facebook if you look for Luther Burbank Center for the Arts. And you know what? You'll probably find a lot of other stuff that you might enjoy seeing as well. All right, so all you need to finish this project is something to use for the binding. And like I said, I have found calendar pages to be the perfect answer. They're a nice heft. They have some body to them, but they aren't so stiff and heavy that they crack when you fold them. You'll also need glue stick and a cover. This is a cover of a paper pack that I used and put a different cover on. So all you have to do, this is actually more simple than you can imagine, is I want the blue to be on the front for the cover. So I am going to open it up. I am going to generously glue stick both of the first folds. So let me show you a little closer. We have Z folds all the way down. I measured 1-inch increments, top and bottom, joined them together by pencil so I would have something to guide my folds. And then I also scored them in a paper trimmer. I used a paper trimmer and a bone folder, and I kind of scored them before I folded. If you have these two objects at home, it'll make the folding a little easier, but they aren't necessary to be successful. So I put adhesive on the two inner folds. I'm going to add a little bit more since I was talking and I want to make sure that it works. Then I will put, I know that this is my bind line, so I'm going to sandwich it between the two folds, line it up on this edge, and then press. I'm going to make sure it's all the way into the edge and press. And you'll see there's stuff hanging off. I will trim that later. It's easier to trim it later than to cut it in advance, and then imperfections in paper make it a little bit harder to get what I want. So that is nice and secure. So now I have the next fold on the back. See how these are? So for my paper, when I insert the paper, I will do the same process. Put adhesive on the folds, grab a piece of paper, sandwich it in between. The pages are a little smaller than the cover, which is what we want, and then I will hold that down. So I'm using watercolor pages for this. This is a nice ripped edge. I want to be able to try out watercolor ideas that I have, and it will be kind of a watercolor journal. It will sort of be a sampler of watercolor pieces. So that's why I used watercolor paper. The first piece was a nice sharp cut edge, and then this edge is ripped, and I will alternate ripped edges with cut straight edges in here, just because I think it will be interesting. That's the beautiful part about being creative, is you can do whatever you want. There is no wrong or right answer. So this is the first part. I have page 1, and then page 2, and page 3. I do need to let these pieces dry. Sometimes I will use a binder clip to hold the ends together just until the adhesive is good and dry, and then it'll be good to go and I can have all kinds of fun filling the pages with artwork. The project we started a few weeks ago, again, we used a Cheerios box and newsprint And I made this because I wanted to put all of the projects that we've been doing since the beginning of these episodes of Let's Be Creative. I wanted to put them all in one place. So this is the newsprint, which I covered with Mod Podge. I found letters. I have a whole bunch of die cuts, so I can make letters in almost any font and size that I want. As a crafter, I have some of these tools at my fingertips, so I can make things. But I've been trying to make these projects accessible to anybody without all of the fancy tools that I have at home. So these are sticker letters. I'm not a big fan of everything being matchy-matchy, so you'll see I used sticker letters from different sticker packs to create the words that say "Let's be creative." The flower is from ripped out pages of a magazine, and these are little details also from magazine pages. So on the inside, we have the projects from the beginning. I'm going to put some sort of story at the beginning here, so that is still blank. And then we have, oh, I put tissue because there's a little adhesive on here that I need to get off, and it blocks the dog. So these were the two early ones. This is the Scotty dog, and that is the other dog, and this was all about shapes. This one too was about shapes, and triangles and rectangles. We made that. These were little mini scrapbooks that we made. I don't know if you did any of these with us, but if you did, yay, I'd love to see them. So these were the flip books. Turn the page. This was from Mother's Day, and we made stamps out of toilet paper roll and colored them in. This is newsprint. This is toilet paper roll here too, and those are examples of the stamps that we made. And these were the what do we call these? Photo mosaics. The school photo mosaics. This is magazine print, just pages from a magazine. This is newsprint. This was my shelter-in-place photo mosaic challenge. The photos that mattered to me. And then I have blank pages because I'm sure we're not done yet. Hopefully, not the shelter in place, but hopefully we'll be doing lots more projects that I can put into this book. So I hope you have enjoyed these 3 episodes, making your own art journal. You can put whatever you want in it. You can make it a poetry journal, an art journal. You can put your musings in it, doodles in it. You can sky's the limit. That's the nice thing about being creative, is you can do whatever you want with whatever you've got and whatever time you have to give to it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and please be sure to tune in on Monday at 1 p.m. for another episode of Let's Be Creative with LBC.